Good morning. Good morning. It's Lila Gonzalez here, and I am inviting Elle Ingalls on, and we're going to do a little Bowspring. We're going to do a little pressure-free method. Happy Monday. How are you? How was your weekend? Here's what I want to know. Did you dress up? Did you wear some costume? What is it about us humans? Why do we love to be somebody else sometimes? I have a feeling it's because we're not always okay with being ourselves. I'm going to turn the heater off. Are you okay with being yourself? Good morning, Julie. Good morning, Tim. Oh, hey, Elle. What's up?
Hey, Lila. Hi,
Hi.
Tim. Thank you for coming on and giving us all the love and likes and hearts.
Good morning, Kiwan. Nice to see you. So I was just asking, so many hearts back to you. Heart. So I was just asking everybody what they dressed up for Halloween. If they're dressing up for Halloween, good morning. And if so, what'd you say?
That's a good question.
Yeah, I should go grab them real quick, but I have some little cat ears that I wore to church yesterday and out with some girlfriends to a dinner and stuff. And I was just saying is like, what is it about Halloween? Like, why do we like to dress up as somebody else? Like, why do we not want to be ourselves sometimes? What do you think?
Oh, that's really interesting. And the meditation with Bruce McCollum this morning was about, our authentic self and being afraid to put ourselves out there, like who we really are. Goes back to your post too about, are we too much for people? I see Nicole has joined. Nicole is an amazing young woman. I've spoken on her stage a couple of times. Nicole, you are fantastic. And Nicole's not afraid to put it all out there. She's written a book, and she's very young, already written a book, and she's just doing it. So,
Wow.
what does it mean when you put yourself out there? And Janet's on. Hi, Janet. Her granddaughter's birthday is today. So, and they're pressure-free people, pressure-free all the way. So yeah, it's, I think it's just fantasy and fun. The people that are really into Halloween, it's just this kind of chance to just have fun. I find ourselves having less and less fun, and I think Halloween.
Absolutely. So I love this topic. Because my real name is Lillian. Okay? And I go by Lila. And Lila and I've only gone by Lila for a little over 3 years since I lived in Denver. And Lila in Sanskrit means divine play. So be playful. And I have a lot of these like signs that say, be playful, bring your playful self to the table. And it's kind of hard because, we're taught to be serious.
Mm-hmm.
We're taught that if you laugh too loud, I laugh loud and people look at me like, what?
Lila has an amazing laugh.
If I'm having fun or skipping around, it's like immature. So what I think Halloween does is it gives us that ability to go back to it does all sorts of stuff, but it gives us our ability to go back to when we were a child and play. And that's freedom of the soul. Play is freedom of the soul. When we're out of our mind, we're just in the body, having a good old time, whatever it is, whatever our form of play is. Mine's movement. Mine's, dancing or doing yoga. You see.
I'm curious too. What is fun for people? So another Janet has joined. Janet, I've got all these pressure-free people on today. Yay!
Pressure-free.
What is fun for you? This is something I talk about in the course. It's like everyone's idea of fun is different. So one person's fun might be curling up with a good book by the fire. Another person's fun is going out and dancing all night. What is fun for you? And I'd love for some people to post on here what is fun for them. Is Halloween fun for you?
Comment. I want to see what's fun because you just never know. You just never know. A great spin class. Janet says she likes a great spin class. Nice. That's fun for her. Yeah, good music, get around good people, move your body, have fun.
Yeah, I think the Bowspring is super fun for me. Teaching the Bowspring to others, like I was showing it to my son this weekend. Just a few moves to get him open up here. It was so cool. We were also walking more, using our balls of our feet
The
So
mound,
Tammy's
yeah.
on.
Mound of the foot. The
Tammy is
toes and the
on and
mound.
Janet's on. These two are very good friends, and they live in different parts of the country now. So it's so cool to see
Two
people connecting on.
Janets. I love that. So let's get up and move, yeah?
Yes, I'm ready to move.
Okay. Do it.
But I still want people to post what is fun for you.
What
I
is
really think
fun? Or either
what is
post
fun
what
for
your Halloween costume is or what's fun for you.
yeah.
I love what's fun for me. I love spending time with friends, just hanging out and giggling and being silly. I love hula hooping. I love doing yoga, of course. I love
Uh-huh.
dancing. I really love playing with my dog. Like he gets real, arr, arr, arr. He gets real, vocal and wants to bite at my
Feisty.
fingers. And and spin around and just be goofy. Like I can do that for a half hour. I give his belly kisses, my dog. It's like that's fun for me. Is just for a half hour just spending it with him. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
super
Uh-huh.
super fun. Hmm.
One more thing before we start, and that's about your name. So you go by Lila instead of Lillian, and I go by Elle instead of Pamela. Both of us changed our names in the presence of 14 other people, which was really interesting. So when we first connected, I mean, that was just like, who does that? And so I thought it was just amazing how Lillian and Pamela are beautiful names, but
Beautiful.
they didn't really meet what we needed to do at this point in our lives. So I think it's cool.
Yeah. And it's like this goes along with Halloween, Elle. Basically, here's what I would offer you the opportunity to consider. Hey, AJ, good morning. Is that what if you could be whatever character you wanted any day? And that's what Elle and I have done. We've chosen to shift our lives. We've changed our lives. We even changed our names. I go by Lila, she goes by Elle. That's not even our names. We just chose it. You choose to create the life you want. I think that's a lesson with even Halloween. We like to step into some role that's kind of fun or different, and we could do that every day. We don't have to be the same as we were yesterday. So let's get moving. Let's change our body. That's what we're doing here. We're changing our body, changing our mind. Good morning to Hannah. Love to Ohio. Globe hands touch, elbows wide. Why do we do this? Because it opens the heart. So your heart's not closed, it's open on the side. The ribs hold your heart. Good morning, how are you from Dubai? Good morning, all the way across the world. That's the beauty of Facebook. Little pulses up and down. Just starting to get your body moving, reminding yourself you're mostly water. And then let your breath move you. A little different, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Then pause in the center. Squeeze the base of your palm. So this is the carpal tunnel. So if it's flat, like all the computer work you might be doing, that's how you get carpal tunnel syndrome. Look how much mine is a tunnel. It's actually a tunnel. And so you want to squeeze that, and what that does is it engages the fascia, the connective tissue network, all the way up into your wing. And so feel it, you can squeeze the base of your palm and it lifts your shoulder up and over. It feels so good. So it's hard because we don't want to squeeze the fingers. Soft fingers, thumb touches index finger knuckle. And then keep the fingers and the top of your hand soft. This is crazy stuff, girl.
So
Squeeze.
this is so
Thumb
interesting.
touch. So you see how your thumbs are going to be your road. You're going to have to reel those babies in.
Right.
Index finger knuckle right here. Look right here, baby. Yeah, that's it. Get that first knuckle bent. So I hope everybody that's out there, this is to strengthen all the way up your arms into your heart. All the way up. So now to hollow. So instead of being this way, you'll hollow your wrists. Sorry about the camera, guys.
So like
hollow
this way.
your wrist, hollow your elbows, hollow your armpits.
And my pinkies are engaged, right?
Soft fingers. This is the hard part. All right, you ready, everybody? Try it. It's hard. It's so hard. Soft fingers, so it's like you're holding a butterfly in your hand. Okay? Then squeeze the base of your palm and your whole arm will engage. It's wild. It's hard because these guys still have to stay soft. It's like the dig drag with the heel of your foot. Hey, Blanca. Hey, Michelle. Good morning. We're doing some wild hand work. So what you're going to do is you're going to even start to feel up in the tricep, that area that's like usually really hard to strengthen and get in touch with. This will help. Just the shape. It's like magic. It works. Just try it. Try it for like 90 days, though. Give it some time. Give it some commitment. Let's just be real. If anybody out there thinks that 40 years of not working this and then it's going to go away in a week, it's not going to happen. If you want to do it over we have to reshape the body. And even now, I want you to take your arm. It feels so good. And take the bicep and roll it back. And roll it back. The other way. Yep, back. Yep. Tricep. Up. Yeah. So you just roll it back. So here's why. Our body doesn't run in straight lines. Take seed hand, hollow your wrist. Our body runs in spirals and curves, okay? So you're actually opening up and reforming the fascia. Everybody out there, if you have a mate, if you have a lover, if you have a partner, a friend, have them do this instead. It feels better when somebody else does. And then do the other side where how does it feel? Let's just notice the difference.
Oh, first of all, I never touch my bicep, so even just touching it and moving it is interesting, you know?
It's a form of self-love, ladies and gentlemen. Start touching yourself. You need to know your body. You want it to be all hard? Soften a little bit and watch it expand and get even stronger. Crazy. When you're tight, you're less able to be mobile, and then you could have more injury. So this is going to help you prevent injury even just by opening up. This is working your connective tissue. Don't do it this way, though, because that's against the fascia direction. The connective tissue runs in a certain direction. That's why we're doing it this way. Then the forearm goes the opposite way because we run in spirals. This is cool stuff, girl.
I love it.
Yep. So this is the way the fascia runs. This is the way the muscle even runs. It runs like zigzag. Okay, so your forearms roll in, your biceps roll out. So just keep that awareness, and you'll start to work with the engagement even that way, where you'll take seed hands touch, hollow elbows, hollow armpits, wide shoulders, full ribs. So that's full heart. Okay?
Yeah.
Squeeze the base of your palms and notice how your arms will engage. It's subtle. Can you feel it?
Yeah.
All right. Toes down, hover your heels, bend your knees. Lift your belly up. Yeah. And then lower your heels and then just pulse side to side, lifting your side ribs. So you have a full body engagement here from your toes to your hips, from your fingers to your heart. Okay?
Got
Feel
it.
Then
Feel it.
Keep your hips low, but lift your heart and head. Hips low, and then pulse up and down, ecstasy arms. And take your gaze up to the sky. Let your belly open, your heart open. Pull your hips back with your toes. As you lift your heart up, squeeze the base of your palms to engage your arms even more. Take a breath. And you can notice, everybody, she's going side to side. That's because it's natural. It's so natural to go side to side. Humans lose lateral movement over time. So what the bowspring does is it brings you back to your primal shape. Okay?
It brings you back to your pretty shape.
Yeah, your pretty shape too. It narrows your waist. You'll have to feel wide in the hips, wide in the heart, lift in the head. Your back body really is what's keeping you lifted here, Elle. Can you feel the glutes?
Okay.
Yeah, your back heart. So you start to live more from your back. Okay? Hop wide. Keep your elbows narrow. Hop wide. Hop in. Land soft toes. Just land with the mounds of your feet. Okay? The lower you keep your hips, the softer your toes land.
Okay.
Good. And then keep your hips low. See if you can hardly move your hips at all. Hop in. And then hop out. Yeah. Good. Yeah, look at her giggling. Hey, James. Good morning, Laura. Hey, Lucy. Scott. Oh, I love seeing Jolene, Steven, Holly. Yeah, Holly's super into fitness. Girl, she's always had a rocking body. Okay. Now we're going to do...
Brian's on too. Just want to acknowledge Brian and Steven. Hi, guys. Thanks for coming on.
Good morning. So you see how
Elle's
Elle's already next to her. It's like she's ready. Her belly's open. It feels so good. That's what her body's calling for, basically, is like, oh, I want to open. Bring your seed hands forward, wide legs. Straighten your arms from your heart into a V. So from the middle of your ribs, push your arms forward. Widen your feet. Wide leg stance, so like you're on a horse. Yep. Hover your heels, just so they barely hover. Keep your knees pressing forward and your glutes pressing back at the same time. Knees forward, toes down. Look forward, look up. Yeah, you see you'll want to look down, it's normal. Keep your heels hovering, push your arms forward. So your heart's pressing forward and your hips are pulling back at the same time. Lift your head up, heart up. And then ecstasy arms, lower your heels and pulse side to side. Bring your elbows narrow and imagine your ribs are like a rainbow. Rainbow ribs. Rainbow ribs. So everybody out there, if you have tight shoulders, it's because your ribs are collapsed on the inside. So pause on one side, touch your rib cage. Here we go. You're going to touch yourself again, ladies and gentlemen. Touch your opposite ribs, left ribs. Yeah. Look down, elbow down. Look down. Yep. And then pulse up and down. And send your back ribs high. Breathe into them. Let your breath do the movement here. Puff up your back like a turtle shell from the inside. Use your ribs from the inside to push up with your breath. And then swing forward and then lift up. Woo. And that feels different. It keeps your sides long. Can you feel that?
Yeah.
So there's a difference between going here and going here. Your sides stay long.
Yeah.
Okay, so try that. Just lean forward now. Keep your back body lifted and side to side. Feels amazing, by the way. If anybody's out there, it feels so good. Instead of trying to lean your side this way, to go forward, send the hips back, and then open your side this way. So it's very different than up and down this way. Feels so good. Let's do the other side, honey. How do you feel?
Yes. I need the other side.
Other side. Gotta even her out there doing some Bowspring, doing some yoga in a Halloween costume? That's what I really want to know. Okay, let's do the other side, sweetie. Wide legs, wide legs. Seat hands forward. Keep your arms straight. Push your shoulders wide. Hover your heels. Keep your toes down and your knees pressing forward as your glutes go back. Eyes up. Toes down. Hips back. Knees forward. Push your femur bones down. Sit down lower. Open your mouth and soften your belly with the breath. Ecstasy arms. Lower your heels. And then lean side to side. And we'll do the opposite side. Okay? So you just take a couple pulses, keeping your belly long the whole time, throat open. Yeah. And then lean to the left. Grab your right ribs. Lower your hips. You're going to have to start sitting lower to the earth every single day. Feel how your hips can be held by the earth. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Keep that. Let Mother Earth hold you. And lean. Look down, elbow down. And then start to pulse your ribs up with your breath. Let your breath lift the ribs from the inside. Keep the pulse all the way up your leg. So really use your toes. Pull your heels back to pull your hips back. And then start to lean forward and sway side to side. And feel when you take your head forward and your hips back, you get more length on your sides. So really send the top of your head forward and your tailbone back. Can you feel that?
Yeah.
And then come up, keep your belly long, ecstasy arms. Hop in, step in. Seed hands touch forward in front of your heart. Yeah. And we're just going to do a balancing pose here.
Okay.
I'm going to see if I can angle this camera. Let's see. That's his. Good, Katrina. Hey, good morning. Nice to see you, babe. Okay. Cross your. First things first. We start with the heart, right?
Heart.
So 3 steps with the heart. Breathe wide with the first breath. Breathe back with the second breath. Breathe forward with the third breath. All the while keeping your toes down, hips low, okay? So close your eyes. Let your belly soften. Let Mother Earth hold you as you breathe your ribs wide. Exhale. Breathe your ribs back. Exhale. Soften your belly. Breathe your ribs forward. Toes down, ribs up. Keep your left toes down, left hip back. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. So what we just did is, she might be a little bit off right now because she got really out of her head, yeah?
Yeah.
Into your body. So the number one tool to reduce stress, get out of your head, is your breath. 3 steps. Breathe your ribs wide, breathe your ribs back, and breathe your ribs forward. And you can do that over and over and over all day long. Switch sides, hips low, heart high. That keeps your belly lifted. So not this, but really like it's as if you were about to jump up, but you keep the hips pulling back. You keep that tensegrity of pulling back the whole time as you cross. Breathe wide. And your ribs go all the way from your waist to your collarbones and shoulder blades. So really see if you can send your ribs up and back under your shoulders. That's a really good practice. You can just go wide, like back, keeping your belly as long as you can the whole time. And you can pulse there even in that thoracic spine. You can pulse. It feels amazing. Touch down. Yeah, you'll lose your balance. It's good. You want to lose your balance. If you're not losing your balance, you're not pushing yourself too much. Good morning, Bruce. Oh, I love him. Good morning, Lindsay. Hi, babe. I love your sunflower pictures. Beautiful like your heart. All right, let's do one more. And it's Phoenix pose. Keep your arms forward. So we're going to tend during the day to want to do this, everybody. Or maybe this. And when the elbows are behind the ribs, when your elbows, it's not the ribs, it's the ribs. But good morning. Hey, Bruce. So when our elbows are back, when our arms are down and our arms are behind our ribs, then our shoulders are closed off, closing off the back of your heart, the back of your ribs. So there's just not enough space for your physical heart. There's not enough space for your breath, for your ribs, capacity. You just have more capacity. If you want more capacity for life, keep your elbows in front of your ribs. Hashtag more capacity for life, elbows forward. So really though, look, if your elbows are back, and look, can you see that?
Yeah, yeah.
Elbows forward. It's a very different feeling. It's hard because it's repatterning. You're asking your body, mind, system to totally change. You're used to standing like this with the side ribs closed and the back ribs closed by the shoulders. So all of this is exposed, but then we cover ourselves up with our hands because we don't want to expose all that because it feels really vulnerable because that's the only part exposed. The back's not exposed. It's just this. This is all closed. The back's all closed, and we're covering up. We're like, do not get into my heart, ladies and gentlemen. No, we're trying to open our hearts here. Okay, so it's not for everybody. This practice is only for people who want to open their hearts. Who wants to open the heart? Give me a heart. Yeah, most of us do. We want more love to come in, and therefore we want to give more love out. In order to do that, we have to open our hearts. And it feels, there's a lot of energy that runs through us when we do that. So
yeah, and I want to share that I was working with a client this weekend, and as I was, you know, the thing about pressure free is that you're getting integral. Your insides are matching your outside. And when you're full heart, when you're radiant heart, and when you are interacting with others, and this is a high level leader that I'm working with, you know, other people will resonate with you better. You will have so much more. If you're a leader, if you're looking, you know, and Lila and I attract type A high achiever leaders, because that's who we are. When you are more open all around, you're just going to, everything is going to move and shift for you. It's amazing. It really is.
Yeah, so start living from your rib cage. That's where your breath is. That's where your heart is. And I would say there's also work to be done in terms of, good morning, Emmy. There's also work to be done in terms of the womb space, the gut, and that's what a lot of this hip going down and back and all of that is about. It's like, it's opening up. You know, my father 2.5 years ago died of colon cancer, you know, and a lot of it I think did have to do with like that, with the mind being kind of tight and stressed maybe, and so holding so much tension here. And then, you know, and we numb it with sugar and food, different food and all that crap. So this is just, you know, I can go on and on and on about this practice. I love it. It's so valuable to me. It's so valuable. I'm actually getting ready to do a retreat in Manitou Springs in less than 2 weeks. Oh my God, less than 2 weeks. So if anybody's interested in learning this on a deeper level, hanging out with a bunch of other women who are high achievers, like you said, Elle. We're going to do some movement. We're going to do meditation. We're going to do a mastermind meeting so that we really get a vision for 2018, nice and clear. And you can just ride the wave next year. You don't feel like you have to push so hard. Ready? We're going to do cross ankle, seed hands. Keep your ribs lifting up. Start living from your ribs. Keep them open with breath. Slide and glide. Yep, slide forward. So it's like a curtsy. This is called Phoenix. Right leg, or the left leg's over, left arm under, right leg over, right arm under. Keep your elbows pressing forward. And that keeps your back ribs open. Squeeze the base of your palms like we did in the beginning. See what happens. Ha! What? Did you see that, guys? She goes, ha! What happened, girl?
It's just like, it was just a total kind of shift. I felt the shift mainly in my wings, you know, in my back.
Oh! She said it. She said it. Your hands control your wings. So we literally just did a heart opener from squeezing the carpal tunnel, the base of your palm. That. So if you have computer work all the time, friends, this right here is, if this is flat and you're having challenges up in anywhere in your arm or your little heart, it actually could be because of your hand here. So you can start playing with this hand positioning of thumb touches, index finger knuckle, fingers really soft, and the base of your palm squeezes, and you get this tunnel, the carpal tunnel. You get this tunnel. So, and then what that does is it engages this connective tissue all the way up into your arm and your wing, and she got so much more spring out of it. Now I'm going to teach you the same thing with your feet. So keep your toes softly down. Let's switch sides, okay?
Okay.
Cross ankle, slide and glide. So yeah, so you'll cross one leg over and that same side, arm under. So if right leg's over, right arm under. If left leg's over, left arm under. Squeeze the base of your palms, your carpal tunnel. Keep that. Hover both heels. Hips stay low. Squeeze the base of your palms. Pull your heels back at the same time. Elbows forward. And so what that does is once you hover your heels, toes down, heels back, pulls your hips back, and then you send your heart forward, your belly gets super long. And you get like corset effect. Can you feel it?
I do. It's challenging. My heart is beating.
She said her heart's beating. Yep, I can feel mine too. So can you start to, I want to ask you a question.
Yeah?
Let's sit down. Let's sit down. Okay, are you starting to understand how you can independently control your ribs and your hips?
I'm beginning to, yes. Yep. And really, when we were on Friday was really the first time, and I've been doing this for about, 6 weeks now, that when you said that I was, you know, taking in the in breath, and then on the in breath, keeping my hips low and lifting with my ribs, and then on the out breath, keeping the ribs high. And that was the first time I really got it.
And I want to add one more thing. As you're going, I have to. It's the moment. It's right here.
Yes.
When you breathe in, remember when you said you breathe out, you keep your ribs lifted, and also at the same time when you breathe out, you keep your ribs lifted. Your ribs lifted, and your hips going down. So,
right.
So you can start to think about your pelvic floor. And as you sit here right now, even everybody who's sitting at their desk right now or anything, your pelvic floor is your pubic bone and your two sits bones. Okay, so your two hip bones and your pubic bone. That's actually what we want to work toward, being down parallel to the earth. That's what will feel most grounded. That's the base of our body. Our legs aren't the base of our body. It's the
Janet just wrote in that she's sweating. I'm sweating too.
Yay! Yeah, that'll do it. It's subtle movement, but literally this Bowspring system is its strength, flexibility, and cardio all in one. Boom. And somebody would look at you and be like, they just look like they're moving slow and sticking their butt out. That's what somebody told me once. He was like, it just looks like you're moving slow and sticking your butt out. But it's like hardcore work.
It is.
I love hearing Janet.
It's really very.
That's so fun.
It is great. Janet is an inspiration, by the way, Lila. She took the pressure-free course with me, and she's a retired school teacher. She swims. She's just a wonderful, wonderful person, and I was honored to be her coach. So, yeah, I mean, it's really wonderful to have her on. I see Kristen's joined us too. Hey, Kristen. Kristen's an amazing artist. She paints bodies, and she was in Art Prize this year, which was so cool. The biggest art competition in the world is in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and Kristen was a part of it this year, which is super cool.
Oh, I would love to share with her. I was just on stage. I was just did a speaking event recently, and it was actually at a business conference, and there was a woman there who painted like the woman went topless. She had something over her nipples. I think that's okay to say.
Facebook might take you down for that.
I know. That's what I was thinking. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to whisper that word because Facebook might ping me for saying that. She had something so it was all one color. Let's just say that, right?
Got it.
So, but the woman, her name's Mythica Von Griffin. She's actually been on a reality TV show called Body Wars, I think. But she painted her on stage. And what she showed, and she did this hour-long speech about what's possible transformation-wise, and for somebody, and it can happen in a moment sometimes. So this woman had low self-esteem, and she got up there, and her body, got painted, and this piece of art. It's a piece of art, it's so beautiful, and
yeah.
She gets to see at the end, and and she was like crying because she saw herself as beautiful, and she hadn't yet seen that. She hadn't seen, and I love what I just got this ping. When I first started doing the Bowspring, I did not love my body at all. Like I did this practice. I want to share this with anybody who doesn't love a part of their body. Like if you've had cancer and you've had some sort of something cut out and some part and you want to give it more art. I said more art, more love. I just read Bruce's comment. You are both a piece of art. Oh, you're so sweet. I love you, Bruce. Such a visionary, seriously. So if you want to give your body more love, like Elle and I were doing earlier, you can touch it, you can rub it. I even did this thing, Elle, where I didn't like my belly. And what the Bowspring has done is taught me that it's okay to have a belly that kind of sticks out. And it's actually really healthy. So I would do this thing though, I rub my belly and say, I love you, belly. I love you, belly. I love you, belly.
I teach that to my clients too. And my son loves his belly. Like just put your hands on your belly. I do this you know, the very first tool of pressure free is to relax the abs. If we don't relax here, if we're tight here, it can send a signal that you're under attack. So by simply relaxing your abdominal muscles, you send a different signal to your brain. So you're so right. You know, it's okay to love your belly. I always tell people the old 70s phrase, let it all hang out.
Let it all hang out. That's so good. That's so good. So anything
yeah, I just want to instruct on that, you know, so just a reminder to everyone, the pressure-free method is noticing a certain emotion that's tightening you or starting to have you feel any sort of angry, anxious, annoyed, or ashamed feelings. So anytime you start to feel that.
So angry, anxious. So angry,
annoyed, anxious, or ashamed.
Annoyed. That's annoyed. People think annoyed isn't like, you know, a big deal, but annoyed, but it is.
That's mine. I don't get very angry. I don't get very anxious, but I get annoyed at small things. Technology not working, you know, that will send me right under the line. So watch out for small annoyances. That's just as apt to release stress hormones as anger and anxiety. Yeah.
Well, and then shame. That's probably mine. I would say ashamed is more mine. I'm always like, it's like, you know, I grew up being in trouble all the time, basically. So I always feel like I'm in trouble. Like I'm never doing enough. I'm just never enough, you know? It's like, that's the ashamed thing, you know? I'm never offering enough, working enough, having enough fun. I'm just never doing enough of whatever the thing is in life you're supposed to do.
Bruce said 3 A's. It's 4 A's. Angry, anxious, annoyed, ashamed. Annoyed and anger kind of come on a continuum, you know, but a lot of people don't even think they're angry. They're just annoyed. So ashamed is really interesting. I think it's more subtle and sneaky. So you really have to watch for that emotion. Yeah.
It's internal.
Because something might be happening totally in the present. Yeah. And something may be happening in the present.
You can be an angry, annoyed, anxious, and people will pick up on it. But if you're ashamed, I think people are less likely to pick up on it. That's my, I mean, maybe not. It's like they'll pick up on it subconsciously. Like they won't value you as much because you don't value yourself, for example.
That's right. But that's exactly right.
It's not as like obvious.
Yeah, yeah. So when you feel these emotions or feel tension starting in your body, you have a 10-second window. Whatever your faith belief is, it's like the grace of the universe giving you 10-second window before your heart rate can charge up high enough from a resting heart rate to release the hormones, the stress hormones. So we stop stress at its source with pressure free. So you don't hurt your body and your mind. And when you release those hormones, you harm yourself so much you have no idea. You have no idea what you're doing to your poor cells. But it's the cause of every chronic disease, cancer, heart disease, Alzheimer's, everything. So if you want, I believe anyone coming on our show.
Stress. So say that again. Stress is the cause of chronic.
The release of these stress hormones, what they do to your cells, causes all chronic disease. So heart disease, diabetes. With diabetes, when you release the floods of hormones, there are 2 floods, and both times you shoot a whole bunch of glucose through your bloodstream. So your pancreas has to go into overtime to produce the insulin to counteract the sugar. So if you have fear of any of these diseases, and I believe everybody watching us is about prevention. So heart disease, cancer, Alzheimer's, diabetes, autoimmune diseases, anything that is chronic, which means happening throughout time for you, eczema, psoriasis, mouth sores, like anything, stress, acne, those are all caused by the release of these hormones. So if we can stop stress at its source, everything shifts, everything changes. Your cells are happy.
Yeah, life is different, Elle.
Yeah, it is. I look at your face is different since we've been friends. Like your face is just opening up.
No, I love that.
I love it.
When the winter starts coming too, I start to eat a little bit more, so it might be filling out too. Yeah, I think there is though. But here's what I will say. I'm joking about that. I mean, it's serious. I do eat a little bit more in the winter because I feel like it's cold and I need it.
I do too.
And that's aligns with Mother Nature. But with pressure free, it's like, here's what it is with me and pressure free. I still trigger stress hormones probably daily, because I do feel anxious. Basically, it's like, oh, worrying about the future, what's going to happen. And, it's this continual practice of presence with planning, right? Because as Maria Andros says, structure gives you freedom. And my coach, Linda Catacoy, says too, it's like, schedule it out, timeline it out, So being in that space, so that's what about this retreat. It's a great, like being in that space of like planning it out, then just living every day and trusting that your plan will work or something else will happen that's better or different or whatever,
And that's that idea too of staying open. Like we create the structure, we create the plan, and then having the presence of mind to be in the present moment to see subtle shifts. Like maybe you thought you're going in this direction. I was creating a completely different business when I started Pressure Free. I was creating a financial business. And my coach said to me, my mentor said to me, you need to stay open because I've read your bio. You need to be doing something else. And I was like, are you kidding? I've been working so hard on this. And he goes, just stay open. And if I hadn't stayed open, there would be no Pressure Free.
Oh, I love this.
Thousands of people benefit because I stayed open. And so I think that's another part of the create your structure, stay on your path, and then stay open. Because something might come along that's like
Johanna here says, it's awesome to hear Elle talking about counteracting those little emotional traumas that can impact us through the day if we don't catch them. Boom. Yeah. That's exactly. We think about trauma as like, boom, we get in a car wreck or we went through a divorce. But actually, baby traumas, every day that irritation or, oh man, I should have done this, or, oh, I'm scared about tomorrow, next month, the bills or whatever. It's like, that's what takes us down over time. That's what gives us this chronic disease. That's what keeps us from having the focus and energy we need to more fulfill our dreams in life. So I love that you're sharing that too. And that's for me what's been so helpful, Elle, with the Pressure Free. It's like I'm aware now of, even though I may trigger on the daily, it's less. And I'm able, you know what I've been doing lately? I want to share with you, with everybody else. So, I'm movement oriented, and I got my hair all jacked up, girl, because of that practice. But, so, I was doing the Ferris wheel for a while, but now I'm doing more of like, just shake it off, like an animal would.
Oh, nice. Nice. Shake it off. Yeah, that's a good one. I love that.
Yeah. Just like, it's like I'll notice something and I can feel, it's almost like I can start to feel the rise, like my brain's about to take me down the story path of something that it's not going to be enjoyable. It's going to be stressful, some worry or something. Right. And then I'm like, I put my arms up a little so my whole ribs are open. I'm combining Bowspring and Pressure Free, right? And then I just, like shake it off like an animal, and I'm like, psh, just like an animal would, a new energy, just normal again. Good morning, Drew.
Well, and you've got lateral motion. I love the lateral motion too. So I'm going to add this to my Pressure Free repertoire. Thank you, Lila, and I will credit you too. And this idea of shaking it off, the Ferris wheel, and this idea of having a little Ferris wheel in front of you, pushing a car, is to get the metaphor of your energy spinning for you. And then this idea of shaking it off, another one I have is flip the switch, where you're actually doing a big physical motion, a gross motion. That's to shake up your brain so you can rewire it. Because what you have are habits of reaction you've had for decades. Actually, you have your parents' habits of reactions and their parents. Because
girl, that's what I'm trying to shake. How many of you are trying to shake your parents' reactions? How many of you find yourself doing something and you're like, oh my God, that was my mom, or oh my goodness, that was my dad. I don't want to be like that.
Yes.
Bruce says, I definitely connect to shake it off. Oh, shake it off, Bruce. That's what we got to do. Shake it off and forge forward.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So yeah, using the 10-second solution. When you ask, one of the things I teach people is asking empowering questions that power you to solution. So how can I stop the stress response? in that 10-second interval. How can I? So Joanna's written in here, I remember when Lila shared with me about how all those seemingly little negative emotions are like traumas to our psyche, and we don't have to put ourselves through that. Oh, it's so beautiful. That's so beautiful.
I love you so much. You guys are going to be roomies soon here. She's going to, yeah. So these guys, both Johanna and Elle are going to be coming to Colorado. One from Ohio and one from Michigan, for the retreat in a week and a half. So I'm super excited. I'm just like so happy. It's going to be a blast. Yeah.
Yeah, and I hope more people come. I mean, this is going to be a really amazing opportunity. So,
and you're going to share person free at the retreat, right?
Well, I'll do whatever you need me to do. I'm here to help you. So.
Yeah. We'll have discussion around it. But yeah, I want you to be able to share, because being able to, it brings another level of awareness. That's what we're all about. You know, it's called the Awakening Leaders Retreat. As leaders, it's our responsibility to awaken to ourselves first, so that we can help others awaken to their selves. It's not like we're like awakened like Buddhas over here, okay? I'm not saying we're like that, but we're awakening. We're doing the work every single day to shed the layers that do not serve us anymore, to shed the patterns and habits that our parents and grandparents and generations before imprinted on our DNA and our personality, our energetic being, everything. It's okay. This is part of our human evolution, and we have decided as leaders to step up and expand as much as we can in this lifetime. Yeah.
I would say too that our society has never had such a problem with emotional resilience as it does right now. You know, people are still in election anxiety. People do not have an inner resilience. And that's one of the things that I really strongly coach, is that you build an inner resilience to protect your being from all these things that you have no control over, that you're triggering over, watching the news, you know, all these kinds of things you trigger over. And so I really help you build that inner resilience, and learning Bowspring with it. Like, our things combined create a sustainable human. My son's always telling me that.
Yeah. And when you're sustainable, that means you're able to ride the wave with more ease and grace over a longer period of time. Bruce says, no, you are little Buddhas waking up to a new day. Oh, I love you. You're so right. You're right. You're so right. Good reminder. Thank you for that. We are all, everybody is. Everybody's a little Buddha every single day. Yeah. And that's what I think wraps us around to Halloween. You know, we were talking about when we first started. It's like, we can wake up every day and wear a new costume. You don't have to hang on to the old way if it's not serving you anymore. You can let it go. If it's a people, place, thing, action, feeling, blow it away with the wind. Today's a new day. And that's what I love about sharing these mornings with you, is that we get to start each day as a new day and talk about something really special to each one of us and hopefully helpful to everybody else.
Thank you for the love. Somebody just sent us some love. Love it.
Oh, thank you for the love. I love the hearts. Good morning, Avery. Oh, all right, Chica.
Okay, have a wonderful day. Have a pressure-free day, everyone.
Blessings. Namaste.
Namaste.